Beth Pitati here, and I wanted to do the 10 products for $10 or less. I actually don't think I can only have 10. I have a lot here. And this is just face. I kind of divided it down by category because I already have a whole bunch of products just for face right here. So I'm just going to kind of try to get through them kind of quickly so this video isn't crazy long. My septum is crooked. There we go. My last couple of videos have been really, really long, and I apologize for that. So, this is kind of a fun, this is going to go with the whole back to school thing because I know that a lot of kids have to buy their makeup. I use that term very loosely. I know a lot of you have to buy your makeup with your allowance, so I wanted to show you products that I like a lot that are $10 or less, and so this first one is going to be face products. There will also be a section for lips and eyes. And I will try to also include tools as I go. So let's just get right into this. The first products that I'm going to talk about that are $10 or less are all from e.l.f. This doesn't really come as a surprise because e.l.f. products are usually pretty cheap. So the first one I want to talk about is the e.l.f. HD powder. It looks like this. It was marketed as a dupe for the Makeup Forever powder, but I hear that it is actually better in flash photography than the Makeup Forever HD powder. So that's really exciting, and you get a giant container for only $6. How much is in this? 0.28 ounces. That's quite a bit of powder because you literally use a tiny, tiny, tiny amount every time you use it. Because if you use too much, it'll make your skin really pale. So this is product number 1 on the list from e.l.f. And then there is also, and I almost forgot, I have multiple e.l.f. products here. I have 3 e.l.f. powders that I'm just going to throw into one category here. They are the e.l.f. Pressed Powder, which is a good foundation powder. The e.l.f. Translucent Mattifying Powder, which is great for touch-ups. And then the e.l.f. Complexion Perfektion Powder. These all 3 look very, very different. This I would consider a lower coverage dupe for MAC. Sorry, it has a giant mirror. The MAC Fix, what do I have? MAC Studio Fix, that's what it is. It has similar performance, but it does not have as good of coverage. It is similar in packaging, although it isn't quite the same. It lifts up, there's a powder puff inside with ventilation. The packaging is sleek and black, which is kind of similar. But you don't get as much product, and it doesn't work as well. I find myself going through this much, much more quickly than my MAC. Like my MAC, I had barely even made a dent in, whereas this, I had already hit pan within, honestly, it only took me like 2 or 3 weeks to hit pan on this. So, it's a good powder. It's not as good as my Studio Fix, but this is fantastic for the price. It's either $3 or $6. I don't remember which one. It will be listed in the down bar below. While talking about e.l.f. powders, there is also the Complexion Perfection powder. This is the one that starts off as being green, blue, and yellow, and pink. And then you're supposed to mix it together to get like the perfect balance for whatever you need for your face. I actually got this from John after he used all the yellow powder because I had him using yellow powder to cancel out the redness in his skin. He has since moved on to green powder, and then now to big boy powder he has MAC. I like this a lot because it is kind of just good for oil absorption and also as a powder for setting paler foundations because it pretty much just comes out white. So I do like it, but it wouldn't be my first choice for just like everyday powder. But it is good for oil control, and it is good for setting when I do like paler looks, more pale looks. So I do like it for that. And then the last one is the Translucent Mattifying Powder. I love, love, love this product. I wish I didn't have to touch it up as much when I use it, but I'm really oily, so I'd like to think that's what it is, but it could very well be the powder. But it is only $3. I wish it was a full pan of powder versus half of the pan and then half with the sponge. The packaging is nice though. It also has the giant mirror. So this is really good just to keep in your purse, honestly. Good for touch-ups in the T-zone, and then it has the big, big mirror, which is nice for if you need to touch up or do some type of makeup on the go. So those are the e.l.f. face powders. John is dying. Hold on a second. Okay, John keeps hacking up along, so we're just going to ignore him because he claims he's fine. So the next e.l.f. powder that I have in the pile here are the blushes. They're the Studio Blushes. They are $3 a piece. I have these in a couple of different colors, some of which I use for blushes, some I use for contouring, and some I use for highlighting. So they're really nice. They're only $3. They have decent staying power. They're not the best for staying power, but they are very pigmented. They're pretty. They have nice packaging. They look good in the drawer. The staying power does leave a little bit to be desired though. Then again, I also have oily skin, so if you have really dry skin and like you don't have to worry about your anything being crazy, then you probably have no problem with these. They also work really well over a cream base to increase the staying power, but I don't like putting cream products on my face, as you guys know all too well. You hear me whine about it all the time. The last couple of e.l.f. products I have here, I have these are $1 a piece. All the things I'm about to hold up. So this is the e.l.f., what are these called? Healthy Glow Bronzing Powders. I have one here in Warm Tan and one in Luminance. I use the one on this side, which is my right, but probably your left, assuming it'll be flipped because of the camera. This one here I use as a highlight, and this one I used to use for contouring, but it's really, really shimmery, so it doesn't really work for that anymore. It's a really deeper tan color though, so I wouldn't really recommend it for an all-over glow unless you're using some type of fluffy brush. Otherwise, you're going to get way too much concentrated and color, and you're going to look dirty, so don't do that. And then these are the little $1 blushes. They're really pretty. They're very pigmented, so you have to be careful because if you just start off with a ton on your brush, it's going to be crazy, so don't do that. But yeah, they're really good blushes. They, about like the Studio line, they leave a little bit to be desired as far as staying power, but I feel like these stay better than the Studio blushes. So, there you go. Smaller packaging, less pretty, kind of annoying because it slides, and I'm not a big fan of that, so sometimes they get stuck, you can't get them open. These are the Shimmering facial whips. I'm not a huge fan of Shimmering facial whips, but on the flip side I am, because they are incredibly versatile. You can use these for a lot of different things. You can use them on the lips for a highlight in the center. You can use these for actual highlighting on the face. I am not a huge fan of shimmery highlights, so that's why I'm not a huge fan of these for a highlight. However, like this color here is called Persimmon. As you can see, it's like a really pretty like reddish pink tone. I love this for the lips, and then it's super shiny, so it goes really well with like coral lipsticks for a highlight in the middle. It's just pretty. It's nice. It's not for me, but I don't want to not tell you guys about it because I'm picky. This product is what I dropped while I was on vacation and had to replace with my MAC Studio Fix powder. Ooh, I'm so scared to tilt this. The last time I tilted it, powder went everywhere. This is the NYC Matte Powder Foundation. This is really good powder. It's really good at controlling oil, and I was super duper bummed out when I dropped it, but as you can see, there's not that much left anyways. I had definitely hit pan because I used this a lot. Until I got my e.l.f. powder to try, I literally used this every single day, and then I would go back and forth between the two, or sometimes wear both. So I'm a huge fan of this powder. I'm super bummed out that it fell and broke, and there is a decent chance that I will replace it, but we'll see. If I hadn't just got my MAC Studio Fix, I would definitely buy that product again. I don't have anything else from NYC, so I don't need to stay in a product family. Oh, I did miss another e.l.f. product. Damn. Okay, so this is the e.l.f. Studio Tinted Moisturizer. I like the packaging on these a lot. I like it's more of a lightweight foundation than a tinted moisturizer, and I always feel stupid saying that because I feel like I say that about a lot of tinted moisturizers, but I also tend to gravitate towards tinted moisturizers with more coverage because I don't like sheer coverage foundations, whether it be powder, tinted moisturizer, or actual like liquid foundation. I prefer at least medium to full coverage. So something like this makes me happy because I use something like this to help even out skin tone and to moisturize, and then I'll top it with a powder, and I really like that. Something like this with the NYC Matte Powder Foundation is like heaven for me. But yeah, I like this. And it has SPF 20, and it has aloe, cucumber, and vitamins A, C, and E, all of which are supposed to be awesome for the skin. I can't remember if this is $3 or $6. I feel like it was $6, and that's why I was irritated that it was less than an ounce, but I could be wrong. Either way, you only get 0.88 fluid ounces in this, and I don't like foundations that come in less than an ounce. I don't know, something about the universal sizing of an ounce of face fluid makes me happy. I don't like when it's less than an ounce. I think this is only $8, so I'm going to add this in here. If I am wrong, I will make sure, well, I'm going to put the prices of everything below. So, I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is $8. This is the Mark Get A Tint. This is, again, another tinted moisturizer that has medium coverage. It's really good for just evening out your skin tone and then setting with powder. It's really nice. I like it a lot. It is only SPF 15 compared to the other one. However, I think this is $8 and it runs at 1.6 fluid ounces. So, better deal for the price. I would say the performance of this is better too, honestly. Moving on to, I'm just going to go across my Vande now. I have the Rimmel Natural Bronzer here. This runs, I looked online because I couldn't remember, it's between $4 and $6. I don't remember exactly how much it is. It comes in 3 different colors. This one here is Sundance, which is slightly shimmery. There is also a matte one, and then also, I believe, a deeper toned one is what I believe the difference is. I think there are 3. Maybe I made that up. I don't know, but I like this a lot. This is what I typically use for contouring. This or the NYC Smooth Skin Bronzing Face Powder in Sunny. This is going to spill everywhere. Okay. So as you can see, I've hit pan on this. I love this a lot. This was actually recommended. This is one of the first products I ever bought based off of what a beauty guru said, and that was EmilyNoel 83. And I trust her. I will always trust her reviews, to be completely honest. She is one person who I always feel like will be very honest in their reviews. So I love that about her. So this turned into like a mini shout out for EmilyNoel. I bought this product based off of her recommendation. And that was over a year ago, and I still use it, and I still love it. I rotate back and forth between the 2 of these. I don't really know why I grab one over the other. I've never really stopped to think about it. So there are both of those. Then I have here the Hard Candy Fox in a Box. These are good. These are great blushes, but even more so, I'm addicted to the packaging. They remind me of the Benefit blushes, and I really like that. It's completely impractical and it takes up a ton of room in the drawer, but it's really cute. And they're really easy to depan, debox, depot. None of those really seem like an accurate phrase to use, but they're really easy to take out of the big packaging and put into a magnetic palette, which I actually kind of want to do, is get all of them and then debox them and put them in my Z palette that Sarah sent me. But yeah, I love these. I want to get all the colors, and they're good blushes. They have better staying power than the e.l.f. ones for sure. Next, in front of me here is also a hard candy product. I have 2 hard candy products, so I'll go ahead and talk about everything hard candy at once. This is the Hard Candy Glamoflauge. It is a heavy-duty concealer. Many people say they feel like it is stage makeup, which is a good thing, honestly. Like, I could seriously use a, like, fingertip amount of it, like, on the back of my hand, like the size of a fingertip, and that would be enough to like cover all of the redness based out from the middle of my face. Like, it is amazing. It is a really, really, really good concealer. I'm a huge fan of this. I really prefer to use it with liquid products, but I use it with powder too. Like, I'm not saying it's better with one or the other. Just my personal preferences, I like to use this with liquid foundations. But it's a really good concealer, and it's only like $6. Next is the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Primer. This is the ultralight formula. I have heard a lot of very interesting comparisons of what the texture feels like. I disagree with all of them. I think it feels very silky. I think it feels like silica powder going on your face. Some people would say that feels like silk, but I know that it's silica powder is what it feels like. Someone actually said it feels like, and I'm sorry to my younger viewers, and I'm sorry if you're a parent watching this and you're alarmed that I'm about to say this, but someone said it feels like the texture of semen, and I completely disagree, so I just wanted to debunk that one. John even just looked up at me. Like, I want to debunk that one right now. It doesn't feel like that, so I don't know. I mean, I've never been rubbing that on my face or anything, but just saying, like, shut up, John. Now John's gonna turn this into a giant "that's what she said" joke. But that's the thing, is like, I just wanted to debunk that because I think that is a huge issue, that if someone's saying that people may not buy it, and I don't feel like that at all. I think it feels very silky and smooth when it goes on, and it just feels very, if anything, I would say it feels greasy before it feels like the texture of semen. I just feel gross saying that. being compared to this. Anyways, yeah, so just wanted to throw that one out there so that if you were avoiding buying it because people on YouTube are saying that's what it feels like, no, I don't know who came up with that, but they are honestly full of crap. 2 Rimmel products here. This is really new. This is the Rimmel, however you want to say it. The Rimmel London Clean Finish Foundation. It is meant to be like an airbrush foundation where it looks 100% poreless. I got this for $3.97 at Walmart. This is actually the foundation that I use in my kit. It comes in a huge range of shades. It works really, really well, and I love the applicator. So the applicator is actually a spatula, which is really, really cool because you can just scoop some out. As you can see, I have a ton on there right now. That's way more than you need to do your face. Like, you need a half of a spatula full. And then you can just wipe it onto a palette, like if you're using the back of your hand on to do it your own face, or if you use like little petri dishes or whatever you use as a makeup artist. It's really nice to have that little spatula because you can just wipe it onto your palette and just go from there. There's no cross-contamination. It's really nice. I like it a lot for that. And it's also a damn good foundation. I mean, it's only $3.97 for a full fluid ounce. So I love this. I've actually started using this personally. This is my bottle. This is not my kit bottle. And this is my match. I'm not sure if it's an exact match, but it's really, really close. I'm an NC20 and this is Natural Ivory. Honestly, you're gonna just have to try out a couple. You might even have to mix a few to get your perfect shade, which is weird because there really is a huge range of shades in both neutral, yellow, and pink tones, all the way across the line from like super duper pale all the way to deeper shades. I don't know if any of them are actually deep enough. If you have, I'm just gonna say black, I don't care, whatever. If you have black skin, African American, whatever you would prefer for me to say, if you have African American skin, if you are deeper toned, you're not going to find a match. However, if you do have like medium toned skin, you would probably be able to find a match. I think the deepest color that I personally bought was called Caramel, and it would be more of a like Latina shade. So yeah. And then the Rimmel Stay Matte. I like this a lot. This is actually a little bit dark for me, so I can only wear this in the summer, or I have to mix it down with something, which isn't a huge deal. It's my own fault for buying it too dark. Word of advice, buy your foundation lighter than darker. Like if you can't find a perfect match and you don't want to buy 2 bottles and blend, buy lighter and then warm up your face with like bronzer and stuff, versus not a lot of bronzer, just a little bit, versus getting too dark, because there's no way really to fix that unless you're going to use too light of a powder to set your foundation. And then you have to worry about running into, did I get enough powder? Is my foundation even? So it's better to get slightly too light than slightly too dark. So yeah, this is Stay Matte though. I say that because there aren't a ton of options for colors, and that's why I have one that doesn't quite match me, but it's a good product. It does a very good job of keeping my skin matte. It does have like the matte velvety texture to it, so I like it a lot. This video is going to be really, really long, you guys. We are down to our last 2 face products, unless I am missing something directly in front of me. That's why I'm like panicking and looking around before I say that. The last 2 products I want to talk about. This one, I meant to say this when I was talking about e.l.f. products, but this is probably one of my favorite face brushes that is under $10. I have several face brushes that are like holy grail face brushes to me. But this one is less than $10. It's only $3. It is the e.l.f. Complexion brush. This is actually the one with the glittery handle. So this is from the 11-piece brush set that is $30, and you can get it on one of the half-off sales for $15. It's a steal at that price because they're decent brushes. Like, they really, really are. As long as you take care of them and understand that they're $15 brushes and are eventually going to break, they're really good brushes. But this is the Complexion brush, and it's great. It's a really great brush because it's like the perfect size where it's not too big and it's not too small. It's really good for putting powder on your face. It's not as big as the powder brush I use on a regular basis. This is the e.l.f. Complexion brush, and this is the brush I use on a daily basis from the Encore set. This is called the Jumbo Chisel Powder Brush. So as you can see, this one is bigger, just in general, all around. But this one is nice because if you are stuck with only one face brush, this would be a brush to have, because it is big enough to do all over powder, but it's also small enough to kind of get into your contour, to put on blush. I wouldn't use this to put on your highlight. You'd be better off using a jumbo eyeshadow pencil or jumbo eyeshadow brush for a highlight than trying to use this, unless you are a magician and can manage to use the very tip, and then you can do it. But it is a very good brush for all over face if you're stuck with only one brush. So yeah, there's that tool. And then the very last thing I want to talk about is the Matte Style Cosmetics Effin Perfektion powder. I saved this for last to talk about because it also comes with the disclaimer that it is currently not available on the site. It is just an HD powder, and I say just an HD powder. HD powders are really cool. They're really nice if you're going to be taking pictures, but you have to use them appropriately. Otherwise, you're going to look washed out and you're going to look like crap on camera. So like they have the potential to make your skin look amazing on camera, but you have to experiment and find the right balance for you. Otherwise, you're just going to look washed out and like you have no skin and that somebody like over airbrushed you and edited you and blah blah blah. So yeah, I love this stuff. This is Effin Perfektion powder. I like that the packaging is small, so it's easy to carry with you for touch-ups, because silica does not hold up to oily skin as well as a regular powder. So if you are setting with silica, you're gonna have to touch it up. So I love this packaging for that because it's nice and small, fits right into your makeup bag, and it's an HD powder and it works. So I think that is everything. I think I just managed to talk about all of those products in less than 20 minutes. So I am honestly impressed with myself right now. I'm gonna go sit down and breathe because I feel like I didn't breathe that whole time. There will also be an upcoming lip and eye version. I don't know if I'm going to record them tonight because that kind of took it out of me, I'm not going to lie. That was a little strenuous. Alright you guys, I will talk to you guys soon. If you have any specific questions on any of these products, please comment below. And all of the prices and actual product names will be in the down bar below in case I was talking too fast, because I'm pretty sure I was. Alright, bye guys.